This first video is called 6 Metaverse Stocks That Will Make Me Rich in 2022. So I think this one will be interesting to watch, so let's watch it together. Well, I don't really know what to say. They weren't the best picks. The problem is, some of them some of them may be good companies overall, right? But the problem is when you say it's going to make you rich in 2022, it means you're looking for a company that's going to have some sort of, substantial increase in the share price, over the next year. And the only way basically that happens is there's only really two ways that I know of that will happen. One is if the stock is very undervalued. And when the stock is very undervalued, what happens is, the stock is undervalued, eventually the market will realize that it's undervalued and will correct the price by driving the price up. So there's a sort of tension between the price and value. And when that exists, you can definitely have a substantial increases in the price of the security over the next year or something along those lines. The other thing is if you have some sort of inside information about some upcoming event that's going to occur that's going to force the price up, like that there's going to be a significant earnings beat or something along those lines that the market isn't already aware of, that you can then capitalize on by purchasing the stock early enough before the market realizes. I don't think that's the case in any of these. I think all of these were sort of momentum stocks that went up very fast and quickly in 2021 and 2022, like the second half of 2022. 2020. So I think what this person was sort of doing was looking at the stocks that were the best performing in 2021 and assuming that they would then continue to go up in 2022. Unfortunately, all of these stocks that he mentioned were pretty critically overvalued at this point in time when he made this video. We can go through them one by one. NVIDIA, take a look at here. Yeah, NVIDIA 213 in this video, so it didn't really go anywhere. Roblox, I think, is down from that. Meta significantly. Apple's roughly the same. Unity Software, I'm not too sure. We can check out. Yeah, Unity is down about 60% from probably when he made that video. So, I mean, but you can see he was chasing the momentum, right? Like the stock performed extremely well, basically, and he probably made a lot of money, and so made the video and thought, well, it's going to continue to go up, and then it just fell because, it's probably overvalued at that point in time. It's probably not even profitable, to be honest. Same thing with Microsoft, same thing with Meta, same thing with Apple at that period in time when that video was made. So I can't really, I can't hate on the guy. He's doing what he finds interesting, which is picking stocks, but it's just simply the strategy that he's choosing to employ, which seems to be momentum style investing, is usually not, or never really, the approach to take when it comes to making money in the stock market, even in the short run. Let's watch the next video together. So this is 5 stocks that will make me rich by 2022. Let's take a look. It's right here, technical analysis. What more can I say? I mean, we can go through them one by one, but I don't even think we need to. I think most people know that these are probably some of the worst performing stocks in 2022. Facebook down to about 180 currently. Snap. To be honest, I don't even know these tech companies what they're trading at. Down to 10, so down. What is that, 70% or something? Jumia down to $3.60 from 24. I mean, this is brutal. This guy got absolutely slaughtered. Stellantis, I don't even need to check it. I mean, this is just absolutely, this guy got absolutely slaughtered. I mean, all these picks were absolutely horrible. And if it was by technical analysis, I mean, well, that explains enough. So, don't do technical analysis. That's all I have to say regarding that. I mean, that my reaction, I can't say anything else about this. I mean, these picks, again, they're momentum style, right? These are the best performing ones in 2021, so you assume they're going to continue to go up in 2022, right? But that's like saying because it rained yesterday, it's going to also rain today. I mean, what? Like, it just doesn't make any sense, right? So, yeah, these were obviously not very good picks. Again, I can't hate on the guy, but you shouldn't recommend things to people unless you're absolutely certain and you have a good working understanding and working knowledge of what works and what doesn't, right? So that, that's sort of my perspective in terms of these things. So this next one is just some more so generic sort of advice. It's called Don't Waste Time Trading Stocks. So let's take a look.
If you have less than $100,000, you should not trade in the stock market. I see so many people on this app trading with $10, $20, or $30,000 account. Don't do this. You're wasting your time. Even if you're a phenomenal trader and you make a 50% return, which you won't, you'll still make less than $15,000 per year. You're barely breaking the minimum wage. Meanwhile, my software engineer friends will be pocketing their $50,000 yearly bonus this month. If you're starting out, don't waste your time and energy trying to optimize a small portfolio. Instead, invest your money in an ETF, get that 7% return, and move on. Your highest priority at this point should be to increase your earning power as fast as possible. Only once you break 6 figures in income and savings will the value of optimizing your investments start to outweigh the value of increasing your earning power.
Okay, interesting video. Definitely make some good points there. You should, I think, in my opinion, you can focus on both. I think that, investing and being able to invest properly is a source of earnings power, right? I mean, even if you have, like you said, like a $30,000 or $20,000 or $30,000 account or whatever the case may be, right? If you have substantial earnings power, definitely in the short run, right, you're not going to basically be making much money per year. But in the medium to long-term horizon, you can. And I'm not talking about trading stocks like he was saying, but I'm talking about proper investing, using proper strategies like value investing to build up your money over the long run. Definitely, the thing is, right, like if you don't have any skill in anything at all, you have to develop some skill. And probably the most rewarding skill is being able to invest your money properly. So when he's talking about developing, let's say, a high income skill to build up your capital base, actually investing it and learning to do it properly is probably one of the best things that you can learn. But I think you should be able to do both, right? I think you can learn to be able to do something to make money on the side, so you can then fund your investments and be able to grow your money at a substantially fast pace, right? I think you made the example there of his software engineer friends making $50,000 a year bonuses. And that's perfectly, all good and fine, right? Software engineering is a wonderful skill to learn, and they make their $50,000 bonus, and maybe next year or in 5 years they make their $100,000 bonus, or whatever the case may be. But being a software engineer will never come close to the amount of money that you can make by investing properly. Even if you only had $10,000 to start off with, over the long run. The amount of money that you would make being an extraordinary investor by spending time and developing your skills is laughably at a larger scale than you would ever make in any sort of career ever. But I think you should do both because, it's good to have money in the short term to be able to enjoy your life in the short term and whatever and spend money and get a nice place to live and a good car and all those things in the short run. But when it comes to the medium to long run, like 10 years and further down the road, there is no job ever or skill that you can acquire that will make more money than being able to invest well. So I think this guy has a solid point, and I don't disagree with him. I think you should focus on both, though, because the skill that's going to make you the most money, the thing that's going to give you the most earnings power is being able to invest properly, like bar none, right? And you could probably learn it substantially faster than you can learn to become a software engineer. Probably. I mean, maybe not faster, but probably the same amount of time. So if you're starting from nothing, right, why not do both, right? Why not become a software engineer and become an expert in investing, right? 2 skills is probably better to have than 1. And I think most people can become extremely good at 2 things. More than that is pretty difficult. So this guy has a solid point. But I would say that, being able to invest properly is the most financially rewarding skill you will ever be able to have, even if you started off with substantially less money than somebody who had an excellent career. So that's just something else to keep in mind.
My jewelry ain't cool, just like a breeze. I done be sick like a sneeze. I done be sick.
Well, that didn't go too well. that did not. I think I saw Boeing there, Neo, maybe Snap, Roku. Those are all like probably the worst ones that literally you could have picked. So maybe this guy's like super smart and his strategy is to get you to lose money and divert your attention towards the worst possible stocks so he can focus on the actual good ones. Or maybe he just made a pretty bad mistake in terms of this one video, but he has other good strategies that he employs elsewhere. I don't know. But I would say, again, this is like that momentum style fad investing where it's like the best performing securities in 2021 are allegedly, according to these people, going to be the best performing ones in 2022. And I mean, like I say, it's like saying because it rained last Tuesday, it's going to rain this Tuesday. What? Like, it's not, they're detached, almost detached from one another, right? I mean, so, it just, I don't know what to say, really. It's hard for me to react to these videos because my reaction is a mix of disgust as somebody who's passionate about being able, to choose good securities to invest in, as well as a little bit of, sadness because I think had they chosen the right ones, they would have made substantially more money. Instead, they probably lost about 70 to 80% of their investment easily, right? Like, let's go back and replay some of the ones that they chose.
My jewelry ain't cool, just like a breeze. I done be sick like a sneeze. I done be sick.
So, unfortunately, I'm not... Because a lot of these, they're just not really within my sort of circle of competence, so I don't pay much attention to them. Well, I think that explains it, right? So he was saying Tattooed Chef. Now it's basically a penny stock. And these were the ones that were supposed to make him rich in 2022. Well, that's down like over 90% basically, right? Snap, I think we can safely say the same thing. I think we looked at it, right? Again, just not one of the ones to do. Neo, I know Neo got absolutely demolished since he made that video. Well, not as bad as the other ones. Boeing, Roku, again, all the same, right? All just completely some of the worst performing stocks in 2022. I mean, it's one thing to choose things that go down in line with the market, but if you're choosing things like, if you're choosing things that are going down 90%, like all of them, like almost all of them were the worst ones to pick. Like, that shows that your strategy is just completely wrong, right? Because it's one thing to say, okay, like, you say something, it didn't work out, fine. But you choose, like, 5 or 6 things, and they all go down 90%. I mean, that means you should reevaluate your strategy, basically, right? But it's the same thing, like I said, this momentum style. These people invested with the free money probably that they were given during the COVID pandemic. They had free money, they invested it, they did extraordinarily well in 2021 because the market did extraordinarily well in 2021. We were at the peak of a bull market. Everything was critically overvalued, and people put their money in. They drove the prices of these securities up to astronomically high levels that they should have never been trading at, and we're bound to basically come down in terms of a crash. So again, I can't criticize the guy. I only criticize the strategy. The strategy of momentum investing is absolutely horrible. And when you use a strategy, like I say, that gives you, you choose 6 companies or whatever, 6 or 7 companies, all of them almost go down 90%. That's a sign that you have to reevaluate your investment strategy. So that's something just to keep in mind also. I think we're going to stop it there. We're at the 15-minute mark. I hope you enjoyed my reactions to these videos. Please remember to click like down below. subscribe, watch my other videos so you don't choose stocks like these people did. Instead, I will show you how to do it properly, all for free. Just watch the videos on my YouTube channel, read all the books that I recommend in the best books to read about investing video, which is the second video that I uploaded on this channel, and do your research, do your due diligence, and don't expect to make money in a year unless you have a very specific and peculiar strategy that does work, which I do explain in some of my videos. But in general, the stock market is for the long run. Trying to make money quickly in it, like day trading or things along those lines, will just lead you probably to bankruptcy. So keep that in mind. Be sure to remember, like the video, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Take care.